for supporting me on Patreon. It means so much to me. Hey, welcome back, or welcome if you are new to my channel. Today I am here with another lore video of the classic World of Warcraft races. This is the last video of the classic races, which are the Gnomes and the Trolls. But don't worry, I have so much more planned lore content coming up, and not only surrounding the World of Warcraft universe, but I won't tell you more about that right now. So stay tuned for my channel if you want to see what's more to come. Let's start off back in Dunmoreau on the cold climate and the snowy hills. Gnomes. The eccentric gnomes once thrived in Gnomeregan, a city deep in the mountains beneath Dunmoreau. When attacked by trogs, the clever gnomes released toxic radiation against the attackers, and the gnome citizenry as well. The surviving gnomes fled the city, still sharing their inventions and odd devices with others. They currently use Ironforge, the dwarven capital, as a place of refuge. The often brilliant gnomes are held as one of the most peculiar races in the world, with their obsession for developing radical new technologies and constructing marvels of mind-bending engineering. It's a wonder that any gnomes has survived to proliferate over the years. Gnomes have contributed ingenious weapons to aid the Grand Alliance in its fierce battles against the Horde. Thriving within the wondrous city of Gnomeregan, the gnomes share the resources with the forest of Dunmoreau. The peaks, that is. With their dwarven cousins. Yet recently, a barbaric menace rose up from the bowels of the earth and invaded Gnomeregan. The gnomes fought a valiant battle to save their beloved city. Nevertheless, Gnomeregan was irrevocably lost. The surviving gnomes fled to the safety of the dwarven stronghold of Ironforge. There they remain, devising strategies to retake their city. As a gnome of proud standing, it falls to you to answer the challenge and lead your curious people to a brighter future. The gnomes work hard to this day within the well-fortified halls of Ironforge to create bigger and better inventions. No problem is safe from gnomes. They will prevail, and answer to every problem will be found. It is their passion, and it can be seen in their choice of environs when visiting their small section of the city. With the energy they exhibit and their affinity for inventions, you begin to wonder if you could see a wind-up key in their bags. Your first day. Dwarves and gnomes have been part of the alliance for quite some time. The These industrious folk have also supported each other, and that shows in the way both races live in close proximity without savaging each other every few years. Yet, there are clear differences between these two cultures. The dwarves are strong, courageous, and proud. They produce blades, guns, armor, and great buildings of stone. Gnomes are more inquisitive, building gadgets that are not always of immediate use or even known purpose. Together, the two races make Dunmorrow a land of many trades. Traditionally, as a gnome new to the adventures of Azeroth, you begin your journey beside the dwarves in Anvilmar, in the snowy peaks and landscape of Dunmorrow. Later over the years, under the leadership of King Galbin Mechatork, the gnomes managed to reclaim only but a small part of Gnomergan, only for you to escape the overrun halls of the leper gnomes. Appearance. Gnomes are approximately 3 feet tall. Being the shortest sentient race in Azeroth, they have petite bodies but large facial features. Gnomes have only 4 fingers per hand. Male and female gnomes are known for their outrageous hair colors that range from pink to red to blue to green to black and to a blondish white. Culture. Gnomes are a race of ambitious folk that celebrate creativity and craft and whose lives are validated by a masterful command of the scientific laws of the universe. This outlook on life makes them fed that to be pitied is unbearable, even insulting. Though they know their allies do not do this intentionally, they have been more of a race of scholars throughout their history, generally focused on escaping and avoiding conflict, being also known to offset their lack of physical strength with ingenuity and daring. However, the loss of Gnomergan and years of hardship and survival amongst increased association with the dwarves have made the gnomes stronger and more comfortable with their physical prowess, giving them a combatant edge. Gnome melee fighters have become more common and are in general more willing to talk back to tall folk than ever before. Language. Listening to an excited gnome talk in your own language can sometimes be trying. Hearing them talk in their native gnomish will help you realize why no one takes the time to learn it aside from the gnomes. As such, gnomes now teach common to their children to make communication with other races more productive. Racial traits. Escape artists. Very few races are as small as gnomes, and most nets weren't made for them. Expansive mind. While very small, gnomes have curiosity and imagination that surpasses most people twice their height. Arcane resistance. The curiosity of gnomes knows no bounds. They have dabbled with so many things, both arcane and mundane, and had them blow up in their face that they become slightly resistant. Technologist. Not everything gnomes do explodes. Many of their inventions work quite well, and they have pushed engineering past the barriers of all other races except for the goblins. Faith. The gnomes have had an interest in light since they joined the Alliance, but they were so focused on technology and, later, the retaking of Gnomergan that studying the light didn't feel necessary to them. The dwarven priests and paladins of Ironforge served as the only connection to the light they needed. Now that the gnomes have reclaimed a foothold in Gnomeregan and begun rebuilding their culture outside of Ironforge, however, they recognize the importance of having followers of the light in their own ranks. In addition, researching new methods of purifying irradiated gnomes has led to radical advances in light-based technology. Let's move on to the trolls of Durotar. Trolls. The Darkspear trolls fled Stranglethorn Vale after generations of war with other troll tribes and invaders. The orcs offered the trolls a new homeland in Durotar. Senjin village is named in honor of the trolls' fallen leader. This was the temporary settling point for the trolls, but they have now pushed out to Echo Isles just off the Durotar coastline. The vicious trolls that populate the numerous jungle islands of the South Seas are renowned for their cruelty and dark mythicism. Barbarous and superstitious, they carry a seething hatred for all other races. Long since exiled from its ancestral homeland in Stranglethorn Vale, the Darkspear tribe was nearly destroyed by rampaging murlocs. Rescued by the young warchief Thrall and his orcish warriors, the Darkspear tribe swore allegiance to the Horde. Led by the cunning shadow hunter Vol'jin, the Darkspears now make their home in Durotar along with their orcish allies. As one of the only surviving Darkspears, it falls to you to regain the glory of your tribe. The trolls have a long history of war with the humans. Even before the Burning Legion came into the land, they have waged war against the humans and elves. With hit-and-run raiding parties, they hate the humans above all other races. After nearly being completely wiped from the face of Azeroth, however, they now relish in protecting their new home in Durotar and look for any reason to convince the remaining horde of the complete treachery of humans. It was Grand Admiral Proudmoore's attack on the horde that enraged them even more, and now the fires of hate burn even harder with the breasts of the trolls. For now, they cooperate with the remaining members of the Horde to maintain their homes and retain the alliances that they have let their people continue to rebuild. Your first day. Durotar is the new homeland of the orcs and trolls on the continent of Kalimdor. It was Thrall who led the orcs to this new desolate land and began to rebuild what his people had lost. Thrall rescued the trolls as well as the remnants of the Darkspear tribe have also taken up residence in Durotar. Though chosen for its desolate and arid climate, enemies still lurk in the crags and caves of Durotar. Traditionally, new members of the Darkspear tribe begin their journey together with the orcs at the Valley of Trials. Over the years, the trolls have pushed out enemies and reclaimed parts of the Echo Isles. Appearance. Trolls are wild, from living in the jungle, and superstitious due to the tribe's spiritual practices. They are 7 to 8 feet tall, the tallest race native in Azeroth. Males frequently squat in place, but females do not. Trolls have 3 fingers per hand, and and 2 toes per foot. Both males and females have a variety of tusk styles and wild hairstyles. Culture. Trolls hostility. Most of Azeroth's savage trolls are infamous for their extreme hatred of other races. Trolls are very isolated beings. Most trolls, excluding a few tribes, as one such being the Darkspears, don't speak any of the common languages, while jungle trolls are territorial and hostile toward trolls of other tribes. They are highly tribally spiritual. The center of a tribe's spirit is in the tribe's priest or superior hunter. Other than tribes such as the Darkspear, most trolls will attack outsiders on sight, even trolls of other tribes. Uncivilized trolls live all across Kalimdor and the Eastern Kingdoms. The jungle near Booty Bay in the Eastern Kingdom is infamous for its many aggressive jungle troll inhabitants. Language. The Darkspear tribe has allied itself closely with the orcs of Durotar, but they have not forgotten their own ways. Troll is still taught to the young, with Orcish being taught in addition. Few dare to learn Troll, as the Darkspear tribe tend to be very aggressive when asked about it. Racial traits. Berserking. Their adaptability manifests itself most when a troll is backed into a corner. They can increase their body's functions to such a level that they enter a berserker stance. Regeneration. Everyone knows that stories of trolls regrowing limbs in minutes. While these are exaggerations, trolls have an increased healthy regeneration rate. Beast slaying. When it comes to killing, the trolls have been doing it for a long time. Bow and throwing weapons specialization. The trolls are not strangers to ranged combat. And lastly, faith of the trolls. The troll belief system is a complex full of dark spirits and primal, often animalistic gods known as Loa. Countless Loa exist, most weak but some very powerful. Most are shapeless, whereas others have animal or creature forms. Troll families often worship their own family Loa. Cities usually have their own civic deities, and the greatest Loa are worshipped by the nation as a whole. And that was it for today. But I have some great stories within this book of mine. I have a coming chapter that I think now are about 30 pages long. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful